Somebody else that's had enough, though, to everybody, is, of course, the original creator of X-Men 97. And he's been fighting Marvel right now, and he's officially filed a lawsuit. So will he win? What's going on in Marvel? Let's talk about this in Kruse Court. All right, you guys have been hearing about this. We talked about it in this show, but attorney Brian Friedman, who's representing Beau, because Beau was the person that was the showrunner for X-Men 97, came forward and seeking a jury trial at the LA Superior Court going against Marvel right now for illegal non-disparagement provision removed from writer's package documents. So they're saying like he was removed unwillfully, unlawfully, and they're trying to fight. Beau DeMayo, he went on his OnlyFans and he had posted a picture of him like Cyclops, and everyone went nuts. They were like, "Oh, this is great." I think it was a great drawing too, but apparently, yeah. And I think that Marvel like freaked out over this, which I think is again dumb. But he came forward. He said, "Rumors being spread about me online are lies. They're offensive, but more concerning if that they're a smear campaign from Marvel, from Disney, designed to discredit my credibility in order to cover up misconduct stretching from select crew members on X-Men 97 all the way to the top at Marvel Studios." And he went off on a 30-minute video about this, describing how bad it was, but he did say that he got ostracized and he got eliminated from Marvel for being gay, black, and open at Marvel Studios, and that's the real issue at Marvel. So he's finally now. I saw the picture, and I thought it was great. It was a great picture. It was I mean, whatever, you know, he's a big X-Men fan. He made himself as Cyclops. He loves Cyclops. He brought one of the best seasons, I think, ever of X-Men 97, the original animated series. He wrote for the second one, the third one, and now they're taking his name off as showrunner for all of it. And he said he didn't feel like it was a safe space at Disney, at Marvel, and there are a lot of people who's kind of like trying to discredit him and blackball him from the whole business. He said that's not right. That's why he is moving forward, and he is suing Disney and Marvel. He's calling it near criminal working environment, a toxic environment, and he said they were trying to just like take him down for no reason because he had posted a video and because he was, what he's saying is being being gay and being putting that picture out there, which I think is bullshit. Regardless, if that's what it is, like Marvel, like that's a big case against you. It could really rock Marvel airwaves in a lot of ways and really mess up Disney. It's moving forward though, so we have to wait to see what actually happens in the court of law actually. But to me personally, if there's any truth to this is messed up. We know there's been rumors about Disney for a long time, just, it being a wholesome, family-friendly show, and they have an issue with that. You do sign contracts with these people, and these contracts, you do have to fit a certain mold sometimes for their family-friendly dynamic. And maybe that's what this is. Maybe he went outside. There might be more. I did hear a bunch of stuff, too, we talked about on the show, where he was, like, yelling at writers, screaming at people, telling them how to do things, which does happen once in a while. So maybe there's more he's not saying. Maybe there's more they're not saying. We'll have to find out in the court of law. But I will say this again. This is a good move for Disney. Like, you're taking him off this show. X-Men 97 blew everything off the airwaves. Everything they've been doing on Disney Plus has been huge. I love this show. It's so great. You can tell it's an X-Men's fans to make this, and they brought a huge product to the forward that it just rave reviews. You got multiple seasons coming off this. How can Disney fix this and not kill what they've created at X-Men 97? Because I'm really interested to see, and I really want to see more of this, and I hope it doesn't stop this train from moving. Jonathan, what do you think? Can Marvel rectify this to save this product moving forward so that X-Men 97 can keep being what it was, this huge animated series for Disney, or is this going to cause problems where it's not going to work out?
All right, so I don't know. I'm trying to
I'll move you over here.
You can see me. Okay.
I'll move you over here. So you tell me I'm standing now. What do you feel about this, Jonathan?
I'll tell you. I don't think there's anybody else here, meaning on this panel, live on your show as guests or co-hosts, that have the life experience of being a how did this guy describe himself? A gay black man?
Yeah. That's what he said.
Well,
that's what he said.
Okay. Well, I believe him, right? I don't think there's anybody else here that has the experience to back that up beyond
Not at all.
me. Beyond
Not at all.
me.
Yeah.
I have a male partner of 13 years. I'm not really a black guy, but I play them in Disney and grocery store commercials. So here's the thing. If he was indeed treated differently, negatively because of his race or his sexuality, then sure, he has a case. But Disney, at least in Florida, has been at the forefront of the fight against those who would persecute people who don't think like the majority, whatever that majority would be. That being said, I think X-Men 97 is an incredible piece of episodic cinema. Listen to what I'm saying here. Episodic cinema with healthy touches of nostalgia. This show is not for somebody who's never seen X-Men before. This show is for the people who love X-Men that came out back slightly after the first Beetlejuice came out. And what we have learned from X-Men and Beetlejuice is if you do it right the first time, you can wait a handful of years before you do it right the second time. I'm not sure that what this gentleman is experiencing is accurate because I wasn't there. But I can tell you this much. The Disney that I know and the Disney that lives near me and has hired me more than a few times recently, they're not persecuting people who are gay or black or people who appreciate the magnificent quality of our cinematic history with this company. I think only the truth and only evidence will say what he's experienced. And you know what? If you don't like it where you're working, you're brilliant. Move on and get paid double somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Jonathan. No applause right there.
I don't know.
No, it's true. I'm very happy you came forward and said that too, because
you played the applause, but that was not something I knew about ahead of time. That's really how I feel. You can fight everybody you want, but what's the best revenge? What's the best trophy? It's moving on to another company and making that other company more money, and you yourself getting more money. Don't sue the old company. Make the new company 3 or 4 times as rich as the previous company.
Go over to DC and help them. Go to DC and help them make something fucking great. And then all of a sudden, like, oh shit, you know, what do we let go? And that's what was kind of like crazy again, where I was saying that this X-Men 97 is like blowing up everywhere and people are raving about how great it is, which I watched it too. And I was a fan of the original series as well. And I was like, what he did with it was so true to the series, but moved it forward in a different direction that was just like so smart, genius, and it really made me want to see more. And now the fact that he's gone, when I knew he was like going to do all 3 seasons, they wanted to do maybe even 5. It's sad. It's sad, you know? And it's like, I can't imagine. I don't know what he's walking in. I don't know his shoes. I don't know what he's gone through. I don't know what he's been through. I have no idea. But I can't imagine.
The fans don't care who you love. They care what you love. Mm-hmm. They don't care about the kind of life you create for yourself. They care about the kind of memories you create for them. And if the executives don't see that, then move on to a production company that does and get more money from that company and shut down the previous. I don't care if it's Marvel, DC, ABC, The Muppet Show, Fraggle Rock, or Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It doesn't matter. Move to where you're appreciated and valued and paid. And that's for all actors. If you feel underappreciated, undervalued, underpaid, ask once, maybe twice, then move on and make them regret
but what
the way they looked at you. What's that?
What was that?
No, somebody asked a question.
Yeah, was that Lexi?
What if they...
That's Joe.
Joe. Oh.
I'm saying, what if they can't? If he gets canceled by the Disney or whatever, and makes it basically them kind of doing the thing of if we can't have him, no one can. We're going to make him look like he's impossible to work with. Then moving on and going to get that job is virtually impossible. So he has to defend himself. And so
Incorrect. You publicize what Disney is saying.
Okay, that's
Publicize what Disney is saying about you. Make it, put it out there, and then let other companies decide whether or not they want to hire you. I doubt that other,
Right.
and I don't know, I'm saying I doubt that other companies are going to be like, well, Disney said we're going to fire him because not only is he black and gay and complained, but other things.
like,
Yeah.
Other companies are going to be like, look, if you work here, you can be black, you can be gay, you can be other things, and we'll pay you $250,000 more if you're willing to come work for us.
Yeah.
I think the proper answer to that is one word, two syllables, okay.
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
hell
it's
yes,
not-
or
Disney
fuck
isn't-
yeah, or
Disney
whatever.
isn't saying that, like, obviously he is fired because he's black and gay. That's the thing he's saying. They're saying he was fired because of sexual misconduct in the classic, cancel Me Too movement. Which if you see Army Hammer, you can be very successful in your field, and if you fuck up to that degree, you're done.
Is that what
He's
it
trying
said?
to
I
be
couldn't.
done.
I couldn't hear the stream. Did it say he's been a sexual deviant?
They were trying to
Yes.
say that he was doing.
That's what they're saying about
Yeah.
him. So
Yeah,
they're
he was
trying to.
posting-
That's what I mean by they're trying to cancel him and make it to where he can't work in the industry anymore. And
Has
that's where
that
it's
been
like,
proved?
you.
He's apparently
No,
abusive.
it's
that's
not
where the
that
court
proven.
comes up.
Not
That's
been
It's not
proven.
sexual, but like,
And that's
yeah.
where I completely agree with what you were saying, where it's like, I don't know the truth, only evidence. And that's where I applaud you because that is the absolute truth.
Because he had an OnlyFans page.
I
But
know
yeah,
a lot of
OnlyFans-
people that have OnlyFans pages that have never abused somebody
Yeah, it's
No,
true.
other
that's
than
their-
themselves and their dignity.
But they were going after him for that too, being like, that's they're
Right.
saying like he was doing a
They're
bunch of
using it for fuel.
sexual misconduct through that OnlyFans page, and that's why they let him go. And they were also
And
saying
he
that
said
he was.
he has the receipt.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Here's
curious
the
to see
thing.
what that evidence is. Sounds like he's got
too.
some stuff, so I want to see what he's got. Like,
I would like to. Well, careful how you
I
word
mean,
that.
I phrased that wrong.
My thing is this. If he in fact abused people, I don't care of their age, gender, identity, whatever. If he abused people, then he deserves to face that in court. But that has nothing to do with his artistry.
No.
Okay? So persecute on his, what do you want to call this? Well, abusiveness, his crimes. And if he's found guilty, so be it. That is our system. But if he's not, or if it never goes to trial, and no real, when I say real victims, I mean nobody has stepped up, and I don't know this story. I'm hearing about it right now for the first time. But if nobody's stepping up and saying this is exactly what happened, and then people investigate that, whatever, right? If he's cleared, then he should be allowed to continue creating great work.
Absolutely. He's
That's
so
how I
talented.
feel.
Crazy.
100%. That's what it's like. That's why it's a sad day for, like, again, for people that are fans of the show and are also excited about where it's going to go and what they've been doing with it already, and like what he's created and just brought this back to life. But if these allegations are true, then of course you got to take this guy down. But
And
it's
this
just-
is
it's just-
super serious. This is super
It's
serious,
super-
and I appreciate it. But the one thing I'll never understand is why was Halle Berry cast as Storm in X-Men when we had RuPaul, who could be the 90s Storm in X-Men perfectly. It's like they knew.
I have no arguments.
It's like they
No arguments.
knew what RuPaul was growing into. That's not even a gay thing, y'all. That's not any of that. Okay? That's just saying, look at it. Look. Who would
Okay.
play Storm better than RuPaul with the big old wig and the silver outfit. And here's the thing: every time this is why Storm is the gayest character on X-Men, and I mean that with respect, because everybody else can do what they do silently, right? Jean Grey can just be like, and then she falls, oh, Scott, right? Cyclops can be like, oh, I don't like that. Boom. You're a Wolverine. There you go, bub. Like, but that's silent. That can be internal. Storm is the only one, when they're all sneaking up on Magneto, right? Storm is the only one that's like, winds from the north! And they're all like, shut up, Storm! We're trying to sneak up on Magneto! Shut the fuck up! She doesn't. She's like, tornadoes, encapsulate them. It's like, Storm, we had a whole plan, Storm. We were going to sneak up and do this thing. And now that you're yelling, we can do none of it. So we're just going to fly around and blow shit up. Storm should have been RuPaul, because RuPaul doesn't do anything without announcing it, just like Storm. Arctic winds, freeze them. Shut the fuck up. We're sneaking up on Magneto.
It's like
Storm.
you can't whisper to the sky. And it's not like, Storm,
There's no whispering.
Can you please come down and give us some lightning if you have the time?
Right. Jubilee reaches her hands out. Okay? That's what she does. Cyclops really just touches his temple.
And calls it a day.
Goes, he clenches his sphincter and claws pop out. But Storm has to tell everybody what she's doing. You know? Rivers from the west. It's like, why do you have to say that? Is this really your power? Can't you just and all the water runs in? Nope, can't do it. You have to announce it. That's how we know Storm is actually a man in a really expensive wig, and it should be RuPaul. That's my time, folks.
It'd be great. Maybe a different multiverse universe that happened. Lexi, what do you think about this? Do you think that X-Men 97 will be able to continue forward regardless of this whole allegations and everything moving forward, and find a way to make this next season and moving forward be as fantastic as the first season will be?
Well, as someone who slept with gay men and has an OnlyFans, I feel like I'm an expert on this.
Hold on, there's too much going on there. What?
No. I don't know what you're gonna do about Disney. Like seriously. Like it's corporation at the end of the day. And like we can have that conversation that we want, but they hold too many keys, too many powers. It's like what they want is what they're gonna get, right? At the end of the day, like when they own 20% of all media in the world, when they own what they do, it's what it is, right? Like there's not a whole lot of discussion about if this guy can win this or not when he's going up against Disney in this day and age. And they're trying to flip, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's this thing that people are doing right now with like higher position, like corporations and stuff. Like we look at inclusion and we're like, oh, we're working towards having inclusion in our world. We're looking towards having, you know, people accept everybody and everybody working together and everybody accepting everybody and trying to make the world a better place. And so a corporation goes, how can I alienate you and fuck with you and take that and work it against you? How can I, you know, flip the woke mob against you and all that kind of stuff? And so there's this narrative that they'll use where they'll go, well, I don't really want them there, but I'm not going to use that as why I don't want you there. So it's the same as like, you know, other states and why those states are using drag to pass laws to stop trans people from existing, right? Like, oh, well, we're going to stop drag story hour. It's not about drag story hour, it's about trans people. But they're going to use drag queens to pass laws to let you know, trans people exist because these laws directly affect trans people, but they can't say trans people because whatever. It's the same deal, you know what I mean? With Disney and all this kind of stuff. It's the same stuff. Like, it goes to, they can't directly say, oh, we don't want him here because he's gay and he's this, he's gay and he's black, right? Well, we don't want him here for those reasons. So it's because of this and because of this and because of this. And we hold the keys and we hold the power, and we have enough lawyers and we have enough, people behind it, and we have enough media power and we have enough media presence, and we own enough things and we own enough stuff that it's not going to matter what you say, because we own enough things to stop it. We have the power of Taylor Swift's fan base times 10,000. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you're not going to win this one. And so what we want at the end of the day is how it's going to go when there is the internet and things move so quickly and things can be put out so quickly and things can be, it's not like it was back in the day. There was a pause between stuff. There's no pause anymore. And when you hold all the cards, one person doesn't have any power. And it doesn't matter how many little people are behind them, like, the big dog's going to bite down, they're going to bite down.
Well, I hope that doesn't happen to him if this is true, though, Lexi. I do hope, I understand where you're going from this, but I hope that the system works. If this is, that they went against him and they're saying these things and they're not true, I would hope that the system would work.
On the other side of it, if what he did is true, then he deserves to lose his positions.
Yeah.
And I will say 100%. That too.
No matter his sexuality or the color of his skin, if what he did was against the law or against company policy, then he deserves to lose his job and all revenue and things that company has made, right?
What's exhausting is hearing about garbage people treating workers terrible all the time in these workplaces. It's exhausting to sit here every day and hear about terrible work conditions. It's exhausting to sit here every day and hear about terrible work conditions on film sets. Hearing about how terrible this guy was to his staff. Watching specials about, the sets of Nickelodeon, watching specials about this, watching specials about how shitty working on this was. Working on this was so shitty. Working on this was so shitty. Sucks. Genuinely, why do we even want to work in this industry? Half the time, seriously,
we love the business.
We do love the business. We're here because we love it. Because let me tell you, it doesn't treat you well. It certainly doesn't, and it certainly doesn't act like it wants you there.
There you go. It acts like it doesn't want you there. So you as a talent, and if anybody who's an actor or a talent is watching, this is something I'm not just saying here now. I say this to all of my clients. This is how I make a living. I'll tell you right now. They're always going to treat you like you are the least valuable asset on that production. You are an asset, but you're an asset that can go sit over there until we're ready for you. Or you're an asset that can go.
Call you when we're ready.
You're
right. Right. And here's what I tell my clients, and this is how I negotiate on behalf of all of them, and how we have made considerable money. The thing that you do, I'm serious. I'm not even being funny. I'm not even being funny. You can ask Brian. We have had conversations.
We've had some conversations. Good, great conversations.
The thing that you do, let's say you're an actor, you're a talent. I don't care if it's commercial, if it's film, if it's musical theater or ballet. It doesn't matter. What you do, the producers can't do. That's why they're looking for people who can do it. So when you step up to the plate, don't just swing right away. You talk to them and you say, hey, I went to college for this. I sacrificed whatever you want to call it, stability, financial security for this. And yet somehow I've gotten to this point. If you're telling me you're going to pay me $150 a day or whatever, no, screw you. I have my rates. I'm an independent contractor. I don't work for you. I have my own company. I'm an independent contractor. This is my day rate. Yeah. If you can't afford that, well, that's fine. We all start somewhere. Better luck in the future as you progress upon your journey into this industry, because it's tough. But if you're telling me you're a professional person and you work for a professional company. Therefore, I will think to myself, right? 1 and 1 is 2. You pay professional wages. Do not expect or accept less than what you say you are worth. And you can be wrong and be told no. That's fine. It's better to be told no because they can't afford you versus no because they don't value you. Now that's different than the gentleman we're talking about at Disney. If you break the rules, well, that you no longer get to participate in the next steps of this.
Yeah, that's it. You screwed yourself by doing that. There's certain patterns you have to follow. There's certain rules you have to follow. There's certain things you agree upon when you sign that contract and you show up at work. So if you did that,
the life is tough. Life in this industry is impossibly tough. But if you want to make money, there are a couple of rules you got to follow. 1, don't be a dick. 2, don't show anyone your dick. And 3, treat everybody the way you want to be treated. If you can do those 3 simple things, and by treat I also mean pay, if you can do that, you might be okay. Might. And if might doesn't sound promising enough for you, one more time, what's that?
Sorry, unless the way you like to be treated is with unsolicited dick pics, then don't treat people the way you like to be treated.
Well, okay, fine. Because if that's what you like, then you're in the right industry. Right? Stick around. We got puppet shows and episodics and 5 or 6 series.
I like that, but
But stick around. There's a lot more happening on Cruise Control. We got a lot more to talk about it. I know, Joe, you might have to bounce soon, right? So if you have to go, let me know.
I have to go, yeah. I have to go right now. I'm hosting karaoke. We were talking karaoke earlier. That's where I have to go right now. That is my other job. Speaking of Army Hammer having side jobs and all that, that's mine. Where I'm going right now.
Well, I appreciate you being here, Joe. Sorry you don't get to talk about the Xenomorph, so we do that right now. Oh, man.
And before I go, though, can I do the little plug or whatever real quick for my short film? So go on Indiegogo and check out Gotham's Royale. It's a new independent project that I've done for the first time myself. 1940s Batman noir. If you like James Bond, you like Batman and film noir, it's going to be an awesome thing. Go check it out.
Yo, player, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we are live. And if you are able to join our Patreon, please join. Because the Pepestar needs more snickety snacks. Because I'm hungry. Holla back. Love y'all.